French trial paves the way for widespread prescription. French researchers in 2021 began a trial of medical cannabis involving more than 3,000 patients. The trial has yielded overwhelmingly positive results. Well, go figure, right? Offering hope to thousands of patients suffering from chronic debilitating pain. So this is a pain trial. The trial involved over 3,000 patients. Dr. T, that's a significant swath. 3,000 patients in a study, that's big. So we got to pay attention to these kinds of things. So it has demonstrated that cannabis-based treatments can provide significant relief for conditions like neuropathic pain, epilepsy, cancer-related symptoms that have resulted in traditional therapies. So 60% of the patients in this 3,000 patient cohort reported experiencing substantial pain reduction, a figure that eclipses the effectiveness of all other pain treatments. Okay? Cannabis is better than all other pain treatments. Oh my gosh. Including opioids. For many participants in the trial, the relief has been life-changing. For those with neuropathic pain, which is often prescribed as a consistent or constant burning sensation, are finding immense relief through cannabis-based medications. Initially scheduled to conclude in April, the medical cannabis trial has been extended to the end of the year by government decree. Building on the trial's success, France's National Agency for the Safety of Medicines and Health Products, in acronym ANSM, has announced medical cannabis treatments will be widely available for prescription in 2025. But check this out. They do a clinical trial. They started in 2021. Here in 2024, they have basic results from the first 3 years, and prescriptions will be available next year. That's how quick it can be, folks, in taking things from the clinic to basically being able to prescribe them to patients. The decision signifies a significant step forward in acknowledging the therapeutic potential of cannabis and addressing the unmet needs of patients with chronic pain. The scope of medical cannabis that will be made available to patients is yet unclear. This will largely depend on offers made from pharmaceutical companies. So it sounds like from that language there that they're kind of pushing this towards the Schedule 3. So they want pharmaceutical companies to basically be manufacturing these cannabis-based products that they're going to intend to prescribe in 2025, which is just next year. So let's see how this all plays out. The journey towards access to medical cannabis in France has been fraught with obstacles, including political opposition, go figure, and lots of misconceptions. Yet, the compelling evidence from the French trial and the growing patient support signals a shift in public perception. I wanted to add something quick to this story, Jason, if I could.
Please.
If you could let me, because this is significant. And when I saw this last night, I had already posted my story that I just covered. But I wanted to bring this up to people's awareness because to me, this is extremely significant. A paper was published yesterday in a top scientific journal called Nature. Nature is one of the top scientific journals in the world. And so when articles appear in Nature, scientists throughout the world basically read it. And what this is this is a first paper from the group that the NFL has funded in Canada. And so the title of the paper is called Cannabinoid Therapy in Athletics, a review of current cannabis research to evaluate real-world potential of cannabinoid applications in sport. So this just hit the web 2 days ago. The PDF is downloadable I could share the link if needed. But if you just Google cannabinoid therapy,
we'll have, just send us the link and we'll have it on our website, Dr. Mark, in regards to the story.
Yeah, let me just cut to the chase. So basically, this is a group up in Canada that the NFL has funded to now look at the use of cannabinoid or use of cannabinoid and cannabinoid products in sports. And so I'll just read the abstract really quickly. The increasing legalization of cannabis plant products has sparked growing interest in their therapeutic applications. Prohibition laws established in 1937 hindered formal research on cannabis, a plant with cultural and medicinal roots dating back to 2700 BC in Chinese history. Despite regulatory hurdles, published research on cannabis has emerged, yet elite athletes remain underrepresented in the populations in these studies. Athletes known for exploring diverse substances to optimize performance are drawn to the potential benefits of cannabinoid therapy, with anecdotal reports suggesting positive effects on issues ranging from anxiety to brain injury. This review, which is what the paper is, it's just a review article that discovers or describes a lot of research going on throughout the world today. This review aims to evaluate empirical published cannabis research with a specific focus on potential applications in athletics. So this is very, very exciting. The changing legal landscape, especially the removal of cannabis from drug testing programs in leagues such as the National Basketball Association, and endorsement by Major League Baseball for cannabinoid products, and the National Football League for cannabis research reflects a shift in acceptability of such substances in sport. However, stigma, confusion, and lack of education persist, hindering cohesive understanding amongst sports organizations, including business professionals, policymakers, coaches, medical training staff, and in addition, the athletes themselves. Adding to the confusion is the lack of consistency of cannabinoid regulations from sport to sport, within or out of competition, and with cannabis bioactive compounds. The need for this research is underscored by the evolving attitudes towards cannabinoids in professional sports and the potential therapeutic benefits or harms they may offer. By synthesizing current cannabis research, this review aims to provide a comprehensive understanding of applications and implications in cannabinoid use in the realm of athletics. Well, again, folks, I find this review article very, very stimulating. I'm sure you will too if you read it. It is just points out what we've known, which is that athletes in variety of different sports, not just contact sports like football, but sports like baseball and skiing and hockey. I mean, all these sports, cannabis has got a place in there, and certainly for treating traumatic brain injury. If you've ever watched the movie Concussion with Will Smith, which if you could stomach a Will Smith movie, it's probably a decent movie. You'll never, right, Rico? You'll never watch the game of football in the same way again. Because what you'll realize
for 20 years, man,
is no matter how solid the football helmet is, the human brain is just not meant to undergo all of that contact that happens during a career. And what ends up happening, Dr. T knows this, is that repeated concussion after concussion after concussion leads to a thing called CTE, which basically turns your brain into Swiss cheese with just complete parts of your brain that are missing. So I'm glad that the NFL is paying attention to this. I'm glad that all the sports leagues are paying attention to this. I mean, Rico, we've covered this a ton on Quiet 9 News, and I wanted to put this splash out there in addition to my other article, because I think this is really important for our audience to know about and to read about. Very, very important.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Very, very true, Dr. Mark. I mean, now, but I think maybe possibly the biggest thing is the first piece that you covered, Dr. Mark. You said that was done by Nancy Reagan.
Oh, no.
No.
I think your name is Nancy O'Regan.
Oh, Nancy O'Regan. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that we clarified that because I was like,
what are your thoughts on Nancy Reagan, Jason?
Oh, man.
Nancy Reagan.
You just watched the movie, Jason. How do you not know?
I was just at the movie premiere. Just earlier this week. It was a great movie. I hope everybody goes to see it.
Shout out to the war on drugs.
You have positive thoughts on Nancy Reagan and Just Say No?
You know, everyone wants to conflate just the just say no and and make it like this big old whatever in the room. But you know what? People evolve, and I can't go into the stories of this type of evolution on the show. That we don't even that would be a whole separate episode.
Oh my
God.
God!
But I got super respect for the Reagan family, 100%.
What?
You would. Yeah. Shout out to the whole war on drugs and gaslighting a nation and all that false shit. Yeah,
keeping the U.S. hostages so that Carter wouldn't get reelected, taking the solar panels off the White House and setting our energy policy back 60 years. Come on.
Shout out to her best friend, Rock Hudson, and the whole AIDS epidemic being blown up. Shout out to the Reagans. But anyways, back to the story. I thought this was a fantastic article, Dr. Mark.
Yeah, Rico or Adam, I put the link on our Friday chat room.
So Dr. Mark, we'll find it. We got to keep. We'll get the links all going. It's all good.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate the license for the little extension.
Always, buddy. Always. We appreciate all the knowledge that you bring here, Dr. Mark.
About time I did something useful.
Well, you make me feel stupid every time I'm in the room, and I'm not a dumb girl. So anybody else feel like absolutely 10 points dumber when Dr. Mark's here? Because I'm just like, hey.
I usually feel 10 points smarter.
We did a lot right.
I usually feel 10 points smarter.
I absorb all of the information, and I give I have my notepad right here, and over here, and do my homework.
Let me see your notepad, Rico.
I bet. Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what, though. This is overall fantastic news because, and I've always said this in the past from personal experience that I've witnessed as well, as far as that cannabis is one of the best things to treat head injuries, and a lot of people don't understand why. But the reason why is because, and doctors, you can attest to this, is that your memory cells are stored in the fat of your brain, and cannabis bonds to fat. So therefore, it creates this almost like an airbag around your memory cells in your brain, so that when you do experience a traumatic head injury, you have more protection up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not really, but okay.
I wouldn't put it quite like that, but it's close enough.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make it understandable for the average person out there that doesn't understand all the science stuff that you guys break down, just to put it in a very layman's term of a visual that everyone can understand.
Horseshoes and
you just confused the dog shit out of them, so.
No,
horseshoes, hand grenades, and secondhand smoke.
Oh, God.
Brain pads.
You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy.